G16 Sport, a new platform for Speedway fans. Hundreds of videos, the latest action on demand and free to view. Plus, the Speedway show, Dishing the Dirt. Check out the pay-per-view section for upcoming live streams. Browse Speedway merch and other awesome items in the online shop. Join G16 Nation. Scroll through your newsfeed, post photos and videos, join groups and connect with the Dirt community. Visit g16sports.co.nz today.
Hey everyone, welcome along to Cockpit Media. I do apologise, I've had a few technical issues going on here, so I'm hoping that you can hear me nice and loud and clear. Reno Wilkinson, Kinsey here, my good mate, I can see they're sitting there as well. He's calm and collected. Normally I'm calm and collected, but I'm the stressful one tonight. A few technical issues, but hey, Box.
Hey, mate. So that was a paddock. I hope the people are happy. They didn't have to wait too long. They're probably looking for horse and Kerry there, and here's us making a complete mirror of it tonight.
Oh, mate, you know, when technology works, it's bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
When it decides to want to play up, it can be your worst enemy. But, you know, it's just the way life is, and you just got to move with it. And
well, that's
look,
it, mate.
I do apologise. I'm on my phone, as you can tell. I'm looking quite narrowed. I'm a tiny enough follower as it is, but, man, we'll see what we've got to do, eh?
We will, mate. We will. So let's get into things. So there you go, people. Reno is on his Kinza is on his phone tonight because his camera decided it wanted to have a bit of a mare about things. So okay. So Kins, I think, am I coming through your headset on hang on, I'll leave Discord. Hang on. There we go. That should be better. That's got it. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting through the stuff here. So let's talk Sunday night. What a meeting. Some great racing. It was some fantastic racing, wasn't it, Kins, on Sunday night of our second to last night with the series?
Yeah.
It
was a wonderful night, Box. It was a wonderful night. Just thank you for your wonderful commentary as well. Look, and what a night it was. We had the 1 or 2 there. We had the big racing there as well.
Oh, yeah.
It was a hell of a night, actually. It was pretty decent racing, actually. There were some close battles, mate, some real close battles, and that will be the feature of the whole all around. You know, it was really good, intense racing. Oh,
it was, the first race was a bit, and then it settled down and it came right again like it always does. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was great. I'm just trying to look for the results. To tell people what the final results were for that night. So we had, there we go, we'll go there. There we go. So we did have to amend some results. Some people got relegated for some infringements. So the winner of the night was Dirt, Steve Emmett, 11M, and then chasing them again, Richie Nickeroy. That second place basically gives him the series win, doesn't it, with 1 round to go.
Richie wrap it all up with that, and he's been on form for the past few weeks. So Richie Nikora, you'll be wrapped as mate MMJ, and it was good to have him back. Even though he raced most of that season with only one arm, he finally got the 2 arms going on the wheel.
Oh,
and
mate.
Look what he could do. So hard man to beat. I'll tell you what, though, you made mention of Steve Emmett, Dirt NZ. Him and Richie had an epic battle in one of those races. There was not a millimetre given in that race. And I'll tell you what, those are the memories that are made online e-racing memorable, because you'll be talking about that race for a long time. There were some real close battles. Even though I had the feature wrapped up, I had the pressure from Brad Lane right on my tail, mate. And he was commentating that. He was right.
Yeah, he was right there, all right.
Yeah, he was here right on the tail of me, and I just couldn't make a mistake, so I held on, and pretty stoked up the 40 odd laps, man. That's hard doing. Oh,
and the other best thing was a third on the podium was Daniel Curran, 12R, getting the third spot on the podium for that night. So that was grouse. And your feature winners, you won the feature, of course, Reno, and your beautiful 10 Monster Energy car. And Brad Lane in second. You two had an epic race in that one, didn't you? And then that finished up with Macca getting a third podium as well. So another one of these guys coming to the top when need be, eh?
Oh, totally, mate. And that's what it's all about, enjoying it and sharing it around, giving these guys that opportunity. And got to say a big thanks to Aaron Lewis and
Oh,
Vince Yeager's Garage 16, the amazing trophy. Garage 16 have sponsored us. Outstanding, actually, outstanding.
oh, mate, I am going to, like I say, it's. I'm going to show people our trophies and a few things shortly. What it comes down, what it'll come up to. But yeah, we are. Listen, that was a great night. Then we followed it up with Monday night with some interesting super stock action that everybody seemed to love. Hey, it was full on, wasn't it? It was. It was. The hitting, and then me and you ended up in a bloody runoff.
Yeah, we sure did, mate. Came right down to the last corner. I guess what the fans wanted to see. Good run up there. Got the jump on you, but you caught up to me, and we had a bit of a turnaround with each other on the final corner, and just managed to get started. And hey, we got over there, But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who wins. We all had fun. Mate.
Oh, absolutely. And if people want to see that runoff between myself and Reno, you can watch that Monday night's video still on our Facebook here, and if you move to 33 minutes and 26 seconds, there you go. You can see a bit of carnage and oh, I've hit the wrong button here. Yeah, so it'll be it really is good. Okay, so also tonight, Kins, I thought I better mention for people. Oh, I've got my computer playing up now. Is people, Horse has got a giveaway for everybody tonight for best question. We have a couple of shirts that he has donated to give away tonight. Is that right, Kins?
Yeah, that's right. We'll get the man to tell us more about it when we bring him in. We're going to organise something with Kerry as well. I might get something all printed off. So there you go. There's, as you can see on the screen at the moment, it is the merchandise. We're going to give away thanks to Ross Ashby Motorsport. We'll talk more about that. Kerry, I was messaging Kerry a little while back, and we'll get some pictures all done and get it all autographed by Kerry, and then we'll get that all laminated, send it out. You can hang it up on your wall. So always sunning up, mate. Well, let's make it fun and let's make it interactive.
Absolutely.
Let's give the viewers something to keep as a
and yeah, and also I'd just quickly like to show the fans, if I get this right. I've got so much happening here. We're a bit slow tonight. That there, people, is the trophy supplied by Garage 16 for our Super Saloon series. Our first, second, and third trophies, which everybody is going to race for. The final series is on. I'm just going to turn. They're saying you're a bit low, Kins, on your voice, so I'm just going to turn you up. There we go. But those are the trophies we've been given by Aaron and Vince at Garage 16, so they're pretty impressive.
Very impressive, mate. So thanks to those guys, and appreciate what they've done for us throughout the show. Anyway, we better get into it, mate. It's just gone quarter to 8, eh?
Oh, okay. Well,
let's away here. I know you got a big weekend coming up in a couple of weeks with all the boys. Everyone's excited about that. We'll talk more about that. But let's bring in our guests. Eh?
Okay, let's bring them in. Here we go.
Here we go, guys. What you've been waiting for, you've seen the post over the last few days. Ross Ashby Kerry Remnant with us. How you going?
Yeah, good, mate.
Awesome. Hey, thank you for jumping on and taking some time out to join us. Look, I do apologise. I'm kind of looking quite narrow on the screen here, but it is what it is. We just do what we've got to do, mate, and it's all about you two and hearing the chat with you guys. Craig will start some talking with us. He's looking at the buttons. So I'll let Craig carry it on, see if I can work a few things out on my end and just interact as I go, and I'll just pop in and out with the questions. So if you go, Books, have a bit of a chat with these people.
Look at that, he threw me under the deep end, boys. I tell you what, it's just like when we were talking before. So who are we going to start with? We'll start with Horse, and we'll talk about how's your season been so far, mate. How have you gone so far this season? We'll start with that.
Yeah, no, not too bad. Car's been going pretty good, and I think we managed to get about I think we've done about 10 meetings in the end with all the COVID muck up and bits and pieces going on. So it's been reasonably quiet, but what we have done has been pretty good. And I guess the less meetings we've done now, at least it makes the winter rebuild a bit easier.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got feedback there, Kins, from you, mate. So, oh, hang on. I need to. Kids, you've got your speaker echoing. No? Yeah,
No, carry on, mate. You carry on.
Sorry. So I forgot what I was going to say then. Now it's made me lose my place. But hey, so what about what's left in the season for you, Ross? Is there much? You got much meetings, or is that it? Is it going to be stripped down soon and get it ready for next season, or what's the deal there?
Oh, we've got a bit of a fun day on Saturday for our crews to have a drive, and a couple other people can have a drive. But the racing, yeah, Waikaraka last week was my last one, so we'll get this crew day out of the way on Saturday, and then to start working over it and tidy it up and get it all ready for next season.
Okay, oh, that's awesome. And yourself, Kerry, how's your season gone so far, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. Had a couple of good placings here and there. Won a couple of trophies, which is always nice. Good for the crew. Keeps the boys happy. I think with palming teams, and then we've jumped in this other car. We're probably about 19, 20 meetings.
Yeah.
We did a few.
So how have you found this other car, mate? Do you find that in comparison to your normal car, which one do you think you prefer? Do you still like your older car, or you like this new thing you're driving?
Pros and cons.
Yeah.
I think I like my car for the engine, and working on it. It's a lot more user friendly to work on. But yeah, the Rees car, it's got a little bit more side bite in the turns. It definitely hangs on good. But they're definitely different to drive. But yeah, I've got the hang of it pretty quickly, and yeah, it goes pretty good.
That's awesome, man. And what meetings have you got left in the season? Anything or?
Nah, I'll be part of this fun day on Saturday as well. Just Dave that owns this car that I've been skidding. It's his turn to have a play.
Yeah.
We took my seat out and we're putting the smaller seat in for him this week. We've been doing that, so I can actually fit in the smaller seat too. So I might have a play, you know.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. And then after that, it's just to strip down and get it ready for next. Because we haven't, both years. I mean, we don't have much of a leeway this year, do we, for between seasons?
No, it's not a lot of time. Like my engine's ready to lift out of the car, but it's still got to go to South Island and get fixed. So before we know it, it's going to be bloody October, and we're going to be panicking.
Yeah. So you got anything that you want to add, Kins, or you still playing, trying to get sorted, mate?
Oh, mate, I've given up on bloody trying to get sorted. I've had enough of this stuff. I tell you what, I think I'll just stick to the phone. Hey, I hope you can all hear me, everyone.
Yeah, no, you're good now. You're good and clear, brother.
Oh, good and clear. So there we go. Thanks. Hey, thanks to everyone who's jumped on board. I think I got my phone the correct way there, David. We tried to go the other way, but bloody technology. But anyway, hey, is Adele going to have a drive on the tank horse? Did someone tell me Adele's going to have a jam?
Oh, hopefully. I've mentioned to her a couple of times. She's not that keen, but we might just have to throw her in there head first and start her up and drop it in gear, mate. Let her go.
What about you, Kerry? What's happening? Who's jumping in the hot seat there with you, mate?
Like I just said, it's Dave's car. He's going to be doing some serious laps this weekend. My car's still out of action, so it's just all about getting Dave sorted in his new car. So he's up and sorted for the week for next season. That's the reason I've been driving it. I've just been nutting out the mechanicals of the car, learning the car, helping him get the setup. Like we know we're at with the setup on it now, so. And then teaching his crew all about the maintenance and the setup. So basically, I can walk away from it. Hopefully, I probably won't. I'll definitely help the boys out. A good bunch of guys, and all part of our the group of guys that we're going to be hanging out together next season. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's talk about. I'll talk to both of you about this too. The importance of the crew and the families. During the season, the ups and downs, the highs and lows. Look, they dig it in all the time, eh, Horse? Or your crew and the family that are always there supporting.
Yeah. Like I've had the same crew now for years. Melvin, Elson, Shane, Wally, Colin, and of course Mum and Dad are always there, and Adele's always there. And I always tell my crew, and my family as well, if they weren't involved, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't bother doing it. And my crew are more involved in the weekends because we're all sort of spread out around the Waikato, so I'm sort of on my own during the weeks. But me and Adele put her away in the shed, and that's where we have our family time, in the shed. She calls the old tanker the mistress.
So who's the better mechanic in the shed, mate? You or Adele?
Oh, definitely me for sure. And yeah, like I say, my crew have been around me for 15 years. But Melvin and Nelson go way back further, and that ain't Colin. So yeah, and I wouldn't even bother trying to do it without any of them.
Awesome, mate. And yourself, Kerry, your crew, mate, they put so many yards in and all the hard yards behind the scene. And, mate, you got to thank them, mate.
Yeah. I got two good guys, Rick and Rangy. Rick's probably on average up here 2 nights a week. And probably damn near all year round. We probably have a couple of weeks off through the year, but, 52 weeks in a year, he's probably here at least, high 40s. You do 1 night or 2 nights a week all year round, and we do fair bit. So I spend more time on Facebook and pass them the spanners, but we get stuff done. And Paula, my partner behind the scenes, she keeps us fed and keeps me leveled, and we get there.
Awesome. No, you got to recognise all of them, and we'll just bounce back to your horse too. I suppose you should have carried on with this, and some of the people who give generously when it comes to finance, your sponsors, we've got to thank them.
Yeah, like I've never really chased sponsors in the past, but and like now I've really only got my 2 main sponsors, and obviously the biggest one for me is Pollock Cranes. Thomas and Wayne have come on board and helped me out, and I mean, they're not just sponsors; they're just 2 awesome dudes that want to race as well. And like I said in one of my posts, I mean, I was sort of losing a bit of enthusiasm for the sport, to be honest. And to be fair, those guys have kind of brought it back.
Yeah.
And they're involving myself and like obviously Kerry and their cars they're bringing on board, and we're just going to be like a bit of a traveling team, and it's just a whole new vibe for me. It just feels real good, And
awesome.
And they help us. They're helping us out with things they can help us out with. So they brought on a lot of enthusiasm. And then I've got Wally at Mobile Engineering, which is he's the same. He's been around with me for years and helps me out with a few things. But Wally's more time. He puts a lot of time and effort into us. And I definitely wouldn't do it if Wally wasn't doing it. I just wouldn't even bother trying.
And yourself, Kerry, a very important part of this. I know we talked about the family and all your friends and mates that help out, sponsors.
Yeah. I'm a bloody wage earner, so I actually rely on my sponsors a little bit more than probably some do. So obviously Pollock Cranes help me out. The behind us, me and Horse and that, they're pretty bloody good bunch of guys. Obviously my work, Tune Up Automotive, the old work vehicle gets used fairly heavy on the weekends, dragging around the race car trailer, and they even own the race car trailer. So, I definitely couldn't do it without them. I'm actually going to read this here because I've got my phone on. Caris Corporation, they're a big company here in Tauranga. Jackson Concrete Pumps, Pertec Bay of Plenty, McCabe Holdings, or Keith McCabe, Active Auto Electrical, Billet Fabrications, or Clint Hill down in the Necky, Tire World in Tauranga, Scorpion Racewear, Old Horse. We got a few deals going on behind the scenes. So Ashby Engineering, Total Oils, Bay Powder Coaters helped me out a little bit. Graham Morrison of Midwest Motors, he supports me as well. And obviously my sign writer, Commercial Signs, and then old Timmy Clark with our suspension setups gives us a few perks along the way. So I got a heap of people behind the scenes that keep me on track, and without them, I simply wouldn't be doing it.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I've seen a few comments we got coming through here for you guys. One of our members at Cockpit, who also is a big fan of the Busters, has put up here, sell me your top, Kerry. There you go.
I haven't got any spares. I was thinking about it. I seen old Reno dump me in the thing there and said, giveaways. And I was like, shit, I haven't got anything to give away. I was like, have I got any spare shit? No, I haven't even got any spare shirts. I was a little bit bucket there. I'm gonna do something next season. We're just working out which way we're gonna do it. So there'll definitely be some more shirts out next season.
And your horse, you got those shirts. We had them on earlier in the presentation of the show. Got a couple of 2XLs we're going to give away.
Yeah, well, I'm similar too. All my merch was gone, so when I was chatting to you, I thought, I said to Dell, "What have we got?" So she found a 2XL in my do you want to grab them, Dell? A 2XL in my latest merch, and then down at Palmy Teams, Pullet Cranes actually gave us all t-shirts, their work shirts, their work high-vis t-shirts to wear, and I've actually got one of those. I'm going to hang it up around the back here. I got my models. So I'm sure Wayne and Thomas won't mind if I give that last one of those away. So there's my own merch ones. So
awesome.
2XL. And sorry about the size, but it's the last one I had left.
Just when you guys do your shirts next year, make sure you do 1 5XL, all right? And then I'll buy it. You got to do the big ones too. I can't remember us fat guys. Can't forget about us. We got old Dirt Nut here said to you, horse, got that tank flying horse and it looks mean as. Tank for life, or are you keen for a different chassis? I think we talked about that last time, so I think I know the answer coming here.
Yeah, no, it's going good. I'm wrapped with it. I'm tank for life, unfortunately for some people. But I just that's just what I am. That's what it is. That's what I've got. I'm sort of I'll just ride it out in the old tanker, and it's going, like you say, it's going good. It's reliable. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, mate. Yeah,
mate. They're a bloody rarity, you know. They're very rare to see out there. It's nearly every bloody thing's a re, so you got to be different, eh?
Yeah, well, that's the other reason I'm hanging in. You go to a lot of meetings now, and I'm the only one there. You know, I was the only one at Palmy Teams, and I just suits me, and I've put a lot of time into that thing, so I don't want to give it to somebody else to enjoy.
You still got your super saloon?
Yeah, that's in the storage shed covered in shit. It's almost ready to actually race, but I mean those things are getting pretty cheap now. I was gonna put it on the market and just get rid of it, but yeah, they're worth nothing, those super saloons. So I don't know. I'll just have to. Yeah, I need to move it on. Let somebody else enjoy it.
Well, Kerry, your mate next year, he might have a bit of a jam in it. Give him a run on it.
I've already had a skid in it.
Go all right, mate? Because I know you done the sprint car when we last caught up. You go all right?
Yeah. No, I think I went all right. I was around Paddy Tonga.
Yeah, no, we went mint, mate.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you look at Peter Bingston at the moment. He's bloody in Mark Osborne's old car. So there's a chance you guys could share the job one day. Put your stockies up, have a race in there, jump in the saloon, do paper, scissors, rock, jump in and go for it.
Yeah. Kerry could race the fucking wheelbarrow around the track and go all right, though.
I don't know why those guys aren't faster with those big fat wheels.
They got their foot too flat. I think that might be the problem. So
you know, when you talk about that, you know, like I mentioned Peter B. He's out there in the saloon. Maybe time to hang up the superstock wheel as such. Jump in the saloon. He seems to be going right, by the way. At Miani the last couple of weekends. You know, if there was the point when you think, well, super stocks, I've done all my years, my many years in that. If there was another class you wanted to jump into, and I'm just using Peter B and Malcolm Nato as an example there, what would you go to? What would be that class? First you, Kerry, what would be that class you think, well, I've done many years in super stocks, I've got the record for bloody teams, let's have a go at something else. What would you have a go at?
Yeah, if someone else is paying the bills, yeah, definitely super saloon. I ain't got steel bars around them, so it sounds expensive to me.
What about you, Horse? What about yourself?
Obviously I've had a crack at it. I didn't have a really good run because I had engine drama, but I mean, that would probably be the only class I would go to. But like the way I feel at the moment, I'm just, once super stocks are done for me, that'll be me gone, mate.
Yeah,
pretty much
done and dusted once the super stocks are finished, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I don't know how much longer, maybe another good couple of seasons, and then I'll just go right away from it probably.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, my bloody my son-in-law, when we're down in the pits at Palmy, my bloody son-in-law was drooling over your tank. Was on time, but Carly said no, she wants the house first.
It took me a couple of days to wipe all that drool off.
He was into it.
Okay, I've got a question here. Someone's asked it. Looks like not a bad question to be actually Kins. It says, hey, Kerry and Horse, if you could change one thing about the Superstock class, what would it be? One of you can start, Kerry or Horse. First one to talk.
After you, Kerry.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one, that one.
You obviously can't be happy with everything in the class, surely.
It's probably just it's probably the expense, you know.
Yeah.
I mean the money's mammoth, and then and like one of the biggest costs is tires, but then you look at what the good standard stock or the stock car guys spend on those Cobras or whatever Coopers, whatever they're using, they're big money. So I don't know. It's just probably expense, I guess, but I don't think you can do much about that. You just got to accept it when you go into the class, you know.
Yeah. It is like we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? Before we went live about, you know, the cost in comparison today to the cost of what it was when you started. You know, it's and I don't know how you slow that cost down now. I mean, do you do what they're trying to think of in the saloons, and do you go to a crate motor to bring the cost down? Do you think that would do it, or?
Yeah, but you'll still get people that'll end up tickling with them a bit, and then all of a sudden some will go a lot better than others, and there'll be loopholes and then rule changes, and
pretty much how the stock car started and got to today, isn't it? What you just said there.
Yeah.
When you think about it, isn't it?
Rule changes behind the scenes. It always happens.
Yeah.
I mean, you go into Superstocks, and I mean, if you're already in it, you know what the expenses are. So I guess if you don't like it, you get out. But so I guess that most of us, we probably do have a little bit of a moan about it, but I guess we're all accepting it, aren't we? Really? Because
well, yeah.
You've got to, I mean, you prove it. You've got to have good tires to be doing any good as well. So you've got to be buying tires. So but there's not. I mean, that's probably a moan that you can't actually fix. You've just got to wear it and roll with it.
Yeah.
And then the pros and cons of your suspension. You know, you want to go better. It's been proven that you got the flash shocks or the you get a shock and get it all valved up correctly. Either way, it all works, but it all costs lots of money. So it depends what you want to do with the class, you know. But at the end result, you want to do well, it's going to cost you.
Yeah, I suppose you got to make a choice about doing well and having fun, don't you? For your costs, that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, doing well is part of having that fun. So I mean, nobody. Well, I mean, you don't want to be at the back of the field. You want to be at the front. And unfortunately, to do that, you've got to invest into your machinery, you know, and get it up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you go one time a year to Palmy and wreck the shit out of it. So what were you guys' thoughts on your first night, the Saturday night at Palmy for you fellas? Your man there, Seth, came on so excited. I think he was still buzzing by the time he got in the car and just went too high, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. He was supposed to be blocking, but he was going pretty quick for a blocker. I think he might have stood on the throttle instead of the brake.
It was pretty spectacular, wasn't it? I mean, holy moly! But not everything went to plan for you boys on that night, eh? It's what were your thoughts of things and how things panned out for you there?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We just something's not quite working for us, but it's not from a lack of trying. I mean, we were probably amped and most prepped we've been for a couple of seasons. I would have thought. I thought we were on target to do okay, but it didn't happen. But it's definitely frustrating when it doesn't go your way, and when you sort of, I wouldn't say we haven't got any answers, but I think we just need to come up with, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We got the whole winter to think about it.
Well, that's right too. So the pair of you are both planning to come back in teams race next year. Is that the plan at the moment?
Yeah, we'll give it another one. Horse will be there. He is the only one that had a blinder at Palmy.
He did have a blinder, mate. That tank was balling.
Horse the runner.
Hey, we haven't seen that at teams for a while, have we, Kerry? Eh? He's normally getting punted all over the place.
Yeah, I had a mare. My car was bloody shit. Gearbox and then the bloody clutch, and then shit, lost all pressure and did the bearings, and just write that one off next year.
You just have little things that go wrong with cars or people. Something goes wrong and it just finishes you. You know, it's like you look back at a few scenarios and you think, oh, if Kerry hadn't had his gearbox or if Seth hadn't rolled in the first corner, it would have been different. You know, but at the end of the day, that's what happened, and we got our asses kicked at the end of the day. But to be fair, I mean that Hawke's Bay one, I was only half a straight behind Quinn. We were there, you know. It was just if we'd had our block car, like Joe had a few issues trying to get his car started, and if he was out there sort of holding Quinn up a bit more, it probably would have been, you know, Quinn just had a free run, and I was just coming up against Hawkeyes everywhere. But that's what it is, you know. We just got to regroup, come back. I mean, we've been saying we've been rebuilding, and we're just going to keep saying that because that's what we're trying to do. So,
I must admit, it was hard for me, that race.
It's a bloody Hawkeyes.
I'm a Hawkeyes man, and but I'm also a horse fan, so it was hard.
just say you're back. Just say you're back in the bay, mate. You'll be right.
That's right. There you go. I'm covered by saying that, aren't I? It's hard. It's like the same when it comes up with the rugby and the two bays fight each other. You know, it was a hard, but I thought the first night is someone made a comment to me that they thought the Grand Parade didn't feel the same this year. What were you guys' thoughts on that? And you doing the Grand Parade, did you think it wasn't as exciting as other years, or what are your thoughts? Did you guys think?
Yeah, I think that there was definitely seemed to be a lack of atmosphere.
Yeah,
probably because we didn't do the square buzz going down the square and all that.
You think that made the big difference, Kerry?
Yeah, well, we're all day just in pit lane, and it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
There was a lot of empty seats that first night in that parade. I mean, like in the stands, there was a lot of empty seats.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's put in more seats there or not, but it was definitely on the down low this year to any other year. I think probably because of, I mean, like none of us have been racing, and I guess people weren't expecting the teams to even happen, you know. So hopefully, I mean, surely it will pick up, but it was definitely, there seemed to be a bit of a lack of atmosphere there. But
the other thing too, like
Bruce tried to do the best he could with not being able to go to the square.
Yeah.
And but I think the square is a bit of a hassle, unload, load sort of thing. But I think the whole team's champs missed the square.
Yeah. What do you think, Kins? You were down there, weren't you, mate? You were.
Yeah, well, I didn't mind it either way, and a lot of comments that I spoke to a lot of the drivers didn't mind either, because like Horse just made mention, the cars are already in there, they're already down to instead of double handling and changing around. But yeah, it did feel a bit not as exciting as years have been in the past. Look, I do see a question here from Jeff Krusty McConey. Do you guys see any changes to the team's racing rules in the near future in light of the recent events? Yourself, Kerry, can you see anything changing?
Nah, it's too early to say. All that stuff's still going on. You know, still looking into all that. Yeah. Hopefully there's no changes, but time will tell.
Yeah, totally. Yourself, Horse, it's a very similar comment.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I really want to comment on what happened. I mean, that was devastating for everybody, but I don't think it was actually the team's racing rules or what we do. I don't think that had a hell of a lot to do with that. I think, I mean, we've all been going there for years, and there's been huge hits going at teams, and I think until we actually find out what actually happened there, if we ever do, or I don't think they need to. I don't think SNZ need to run off and panic just yet. But whether they do or whether somebody else that gets involved and makes changes, I'm not sure. Personally, I don't think there should be, but that's just my opinion. You know, it's a bit of a touchy subject, though. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. And I guess too, the other thing that came out from that first night too, if you spoke to most people, mate, they were bloody freezing because it's so goddamn bloody cold that first night. It was horrible.
Yeah. I think all those things just added up, you know. And I mean, hats off to Bruce and Puck for trying to do it and trying to run it. And I mean, I don't say they shouldn't have, but I think probably a lot of those little things just added up to it not being as good as it has been. And I mean, 2023, it'll be back to where it was, you know. The only thing personally, on my opinion, if Bruce is watching, it'd be real good if he could put a big screen on the back of that grandstand, so all of us down in the pits can actually see what's happening. With the new setup, it's actually hard to hear what. With the old pits, we could actually hear what was happening on the track, and you could hear the commentators.
Oh, okay.
But I noticed with the new pits, we're sort of thrown out the back there, and we can't. I don't know what Kerry thinks. We can't really hear what's happening and what's going on. And I mean, if there was a big screen there for the crews and the teams to actually to sort of see what's going on the track and watch, I reckon that'd be wicked. But that's just so. If you're watching, Bruce, that's my little 5 cents.
Yeah, here you go. Invite Steve the Maori down there. He was the one that had his big screen at Miani the other weekend in the pits.
Yeah.
You know, so
I just think for all the team, like all the teams are down there. If there's something, you know, we do spend a lot of times at our cars just waiting. So it'd be. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
So it's a bloody good opinion, actually. It's a great opinion.
Yeah.
Keep everyone happy down on the pitch, and you're right, you know, because everyone pays their dollar, especially when it comes to the crew to get in there. And yeah, no, you're 100% right. So there you go. But the thoughts going out there. I know Harley Rod's been popping up a few questions here. He was going about some bloody thing for you, Kerry, around teams racing. Have things changed since 1835?
No, mate. We cars are faster. We still hit hard. Yeah.
Someone here is saying, I got one here too. Colin Bogg says, "Hi Kerry, what do you put the longevity down to? Do you both think you're living the dream racing super stock? Sorry, what does he put? What do you guys put down to the longevity of your careers so far? How you've lasted so long? We've seen a lot of people come and go, haven't we? And you've probably seen them come and go as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Just me personally, it's just the passion for it. You know, I work pretty hard. So my theory is work hard, play hard. You know, otherwise I'd probably be sitting in a pub somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, you got to. The way I look at it is, that, like I say, I work hard, so you got to have that out somewhere, and this seems to be my buzz, and I'm sticking with it. You know, and luckily I've had a few injuries along the way, but it hasn't sort of slowed me down too much. And my partner Paula's sort of understanding about it all. So yeah. So yeah, and obviously the family is behind me, so as much as I can be. So I'll just carry on doing it, you know.
What about you, Horse?
Yeah, I guess for me it's I mean, like probably probably all my best mates are in Speedway. You know, I don't do where I live in Waihi, I don't actually do anything, but all I do in Waihi is work, you know, and all my socialising is really Speedway, you know, and that's where all my good mates are. They're all in Speedway. So I guess you kind of worry about when you give up Speedway, you know, what happens then, you know, you sort of, do you lose track of everyone, or do you, because I mean, when you do eventually give up, I mean, I can't see me going along to every meeting and watching. So, I mean, I'm hanging in there because of me mates, you know, and
yeah.
And I'm the same as Kerry. I work hard too, you know, and we just all we really do is work and race, you know. So if you give up one of them, I mean, you can't give up work and race. So you got to give up race and keep working,
yeah, well, that's
so,
right. Yeah.
Got to, I guess while we can still do it and afford to do it, and we're not getting hurt, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add there, kids?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, mate, Books, you know, when that day eventually comes to hanging up the helmet, you'll keep in touch with your mates, but how do you do that? I suppose, what are you going to do? Catch up fishing, go out fishing, or what are you going to do there? Got any ideas or any plans?
Yeah, well, that's what worries you, you know. That's why you just keep racing. Yeah. Maybe we can all go. Dale just said maybe we can all go and book into the same rest home.
What about maybe a historic or something? You know, maybe a historic car, classics or something.
Yeah.
Nah,
it doesn't appeal to me. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't appeal to me. But I just don't talk about it. I just keep turning up each season.
Yeah, I've not looked at it, but I thought about that historic thing, because my old flat chassis that I raced back, what's that, 96 through to 2000, Keith McCabe's still got it, and he's converting it to the X123 historic car. So that's in the wings. They could probably get me butt in that seat at some stage. So I'll keep that one in the pipeline. But yeah, like Paul says, we keep doing it because we don't know what we're going to do on the weekends otherwise. Unless we all join the same indoor bowls club or something.
Indoor bowls.
We probably shit at golf.
Oh, good on you.
So have you guys you've been the captain of the Busters there, Kerry. So has everybody that you guys had this year said, hey, we all want to come back next year and do it again together, or?
We haven't really sat there. We've still got to have our catch up after Palmy. We've sort of probably been a bit slack on that side of things, but we've still got to have our catch up probably within the next month, I'd say. Still got to sort out our damage reports and stuff. So
yeah,
we'll sit down and have that conversation, and then sort of from there we'll regroup or just sort of plan and get ready again, because it's all going to roll around pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. I'll just bounce back into some of these comments here. Jason Walker's made mention of his son Isaac, who's a massive fan of yours, Horse. In the Busters, he's a big fan. Born, bred, Palmy, now living in Wellington, just hardcore fan there as well. And put in some good comments. It all wraps up, mate. Does he deserve an awesome T-shirt? Shane and Karen Taylor, you guys are legends. What keeps you in the sport and motivator is that they've just commented on that. They just enjoy it. And like the two have said, that's where their mates are, when they catch up on the weekends and everything like that. It's good to keep these comments coming in, and do keep your comments coming in, because we've got a couple of prizes to give away before the end of the show. So heat's going on, eh, Box?
Yeah, mate. I was just thinking there was a question that we never got to ask Horse last time he was on, Kins, and that was, where does Horse come from?
They're normally in the paddock, aren't they?
That's what they eat, isn't it? How'd the name Horse come about?
It's definitely not what people think it is, that's for sure.
Maybe you should ask Adele.
No, it's just when I just started getting
family show, Kerry.
I just started getting called it when I started working my apprenticeship. And my boss at the time was a German guy, and he reckoned that Ross in German meant horse.
Oh, there you go.
That's as simple as it was. But so, and it's just, it's definitely stuck, isn't it?
Yeah, it has, mate. Yes. Oh, well, that wasn't I was expecting some joke from the pit crew or the mates to decide something happened somewhere, and it's as simple as that. Ross in German means horse. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Yeah, and I got named that when I was 16, and I've had it ever since. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, shivers.
Hey, Thomas Jr. Hudanui's put a comment here. Chair Kerry, can you give Rick Reeves a shout out, and thanks for all the teaching on Davo's car, bro. And Horse, love your work, bro. That's all, Thomas.
Yeah, make sure you're there tomorrow night, Thomas. We got bloody gearbox to put back in. Rick Reeves will be there too. You'll be able to give him grief yourself.
Yeah.
So there was also kids, I saw this, some people were commenting earlier, we were talking about the chassis and how yourself Horses, you're tank true and true, and that's the end of it, which I love, to be honest. But Kerry, yourself, driving this other car hasn't made you think about looking at a Reeves or anything like that? Someone's actually asked that question?
No. Like I say, it's old story. Someone else paying the bill, then yeah, I'd get behind it like anything. I don't mind. I'll give anything a go. But no, I'll stick with my car. We're happy with it. It's getting results. It's at the front of the pack wherever we go. So yeah, it's an old car. It's not an old car. It's probably a 10-year-old car.
Yeah,
been around longer than that, but it's probably done 10 seasons of racing. The engine technology's 10, 12 years old. That engine. But yeah, it just pulls like a schoolboy, and yeah, it goes. It's a strong engine, and we'll just stick with it for now.
Yeah.
It's the old story. The longer in your sport, and you get comfortable with what you got, and you're getting results, don't change because
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, eh?
cost you a fortune, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, like Kerry's probably going to spend, you know, and myself, we'd probably spend, you know, we sell our cars, and we're probably going to have to spend another 50 or 60 grand on top of that, on top of what we get for ours, you know, to do it, and then go out there and have the same thing.
Yeah.
Probably go backwards for a little bit while we're trying to sort everything. And
Yeah. I just see so many people converting these days too. So it's quite nice to see a couple of old heads just sticking with what's tried and true, and you know, still racing with it, you know, and people out there love it still, you know, they respect it for that too. So yeah, I think it's great that you guys are just staying the course, and like you say, Kerry, you're still up there, so you don't need to. Yeah.
For me, it's purely financial, you know, but like I said, we're still doing it, so I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Hey, Kerry, have you got a new sponsor on board for next year? Is it Macca's, mate?
Why is that?
Greta.
I know Scott Honeybone's bloody asking a question about Macca's.
Well, it definitely won't be Macca's Greta, because I shit. Yeah, but if any McDonald's New Zealand want to actually open their doors to let people with long vehicles through after hours, it'd be very much appreciated. You know, considering we walked in the door, it was wide open, walked in there, Rick started using the auto thing, and then, oh, sorry guys, you can't. I was like, well, we're in here, we just walk. No, you can't drive through. We can't. And then get told to leave for safety reasons.
Safety.
Yeah.
I'll come back in my helmet and overalls.
Yeah. I can go 10 minutes down the drive, and you can go in the store there. And so we're not going that way. So, yeah, very, very frustrating.
On Saturday night, we were coming back from Waikaraka. This is the same night that Kerry was battling with McDonald's, and the motorway was shut, so we missed that BP in Papakura, which is normally our stop, you know. So we thought, oh, we'll stop at that big massive Z at the Bombays. They didn't even have any hot food, and they weren't even making coffee at 10 o'clock at night, you know. It's like, what are these places doing?
Oh, you got to wonder, eh?
Yeah. Wow. They should have come with us, horse. We stopped for some cold drinks at Matamata nightclub.
Hey, so all the years you guys have been racing together and side by side and all the rest of it, has there ever been a time where one of you has taken out the other one for a bit of shits and giggles, or what?
Yeah, we've bashed into each other along the way, but it's sort of part and parcel of racing. Don't think we've really ever taken each other out deliberately. We've definitely made contact on the track a few times. I think I might have taken a horse's wheel off the other weekend in Auckland. Next thing he had no wheel and I had no steering, and it was like, shit, I think we hit each other.
I was standing up on watching a race after that, and then somebody said to me, oh, your wheel got ripped off. And I said, yeah, I don't know how that happened. And somebody said, oh, Kerry did it.
I was at the back of the pack, and horse was slowing everyone up, and I thought, well, I'm not backing off, so I just went on through, and next thing is like, oh shit, these horse. Next thing I was like, shit, I think I got a flat left front, and next thing I'm turning left to go around the corner, and then putting myself hard on the wall, and the steering was jammed. I'm like, yeah, nah, there's a bigger impact than I thought.
We went to Auckland 2 weeks ago, and for some reason the three orange cars that were there got a bit of attention from the Auckland boys. So the last heat was actually quite good. It was a bit of the old stock car biff going on. Yeah. So no, it was a good meeting, that one.
That'll be good to see. The old Autumn Nats here was a bit of a fizzer on Saturday night. Come the final heat, just can't believe I stayed and waited in the cold for that, to be honest. But anyway, it is what it is. There was a lot of action building up to it, and then they got to the last heat, and everybody just went, that was it.
Ran around. Yeah, we only had 10 cars in Auckland, and this Saturday night, and it was a bit of bumper work going on. The horse was out there trying to help Dan get through, and Dan Pollock was up on points, and I think I don't know what he put some, ended up, everyone was giving him the tap around, so he decided to return the favour, and chucked away his podium and did heaps of damage to the car. But it was a good night.
Yeah.
As long as you're having good nights, mate, and enjoying it, sounds like you're still having fun, you know. And Alson's just topped in there now. Pollock team bringing the heat. yeah, everyone's enjoying it. And Terry Smith Fireball just reckons it's just awesome having you two guys on the show, true legends. And everyone's commented in that sense, up and down what I can read here as well. Tyson Wooten, just talking there as well. What do you boys think the buses have to get back in the top moving forward? Touched on that earlier on there, Tyson, in the show. So we'll just reiterate some of that a bit later on, mate. But yeah, thanks for your comments. And yeah, it's just been an awesome bloody show. It's nearly 8:30 books. Gee,
Oh, no, well, we started a bit later, so if the boys want to stay and keep talking for a little bit longer, the fans are still pretty tuned in, so we'll let these two decide if they want to stay for a bit longer since we started later. It's up to them, I suppose. We normally go for an hour. You happy to stick around for another 10 minutes or something? Or
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just touching on what Tyson said about the buses and that. One thing we have, obviously, we stick with our mount cars. Not being rude to these other tracks, but we are doing it with our mount cars, and we're bringing these younger guys through.
I like that.
Playing the long game, so maybe in a way that's, if we want to get to the top quicker, we could bring others in, but we are definitely doing it with our own guys. So, just sort of chuck that little bit of use.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that sort of thing, though, Kerry. Like I think that should be your track, and that goes out there, your guys, And like you say, there's others that do bring others in, and they might each year go different tracks and stuff. And I've asked this from a lot of people. So if you're at your home track and you got the out of towners there, and it's a championship meeting, is it track code first before mates from out of town?
Not these days.
No, I'm asking, is that your thoughts though? How do you guys feel? Personally?
Yeah, track code. But
and what about your South Horse?
Yeah, well, the New Zealand's there, I guess, doesn't seem to be, but just going from just our last couple of meetings in Auckland, they protected their turf, and I think it made the meetings, so maybe I definitely think moving forward, I mean, we haven't really done it at Bay Park, but just going by what happened the last couple of weekends, I reckon that's what we should all start doing. Yeah, definitely at Bay Park next year. I reckon we need to protect our turf and try and get our cars across the line.
Well, it's like they say, isn't it? When the pit gates closes, you're not mates, and then you have a beer afterwards. Shouldn't that be the same time? You got a mate from out of town comes up, he still can't win at your track. It should be. That's the way I look at it, And if it happens on the track, you still have that beer afterwards, so it makes no difference, does it? You don't have to wind them off, do you? You just got to slow them down or stop them.
I mean, we went at it at Auckland a couple of weeks ago with Jamie Ferguson and a few others, and I mean, after the race, it was just, we were all just laughing and having a joke about it, and even in the weekend, like I was trying to hold Shay Hamling up to help Dan, but, I'm good mates with Shay.
Yeah.
And after the race, he was like, "Oh, what were you doing?" And I said, "Well, you guys were into us last week. That's just what it is." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, fair enough."
Yeah. I would love to see that more. I mean, you remember you go back a few years, and Palmy, they did it at every track. They stuck together, and that's why they were winning everything. The days with Shane Penn and all that. And I think that I'd like to see more of that. The tracks stick together. That track code on your car should mean something, Yeah. And when your mates come to town, they're still your mates, whether you block them or not. But it should be protect. I'm a firm believer. Protect that track code. It used to bring some great battles back in the day and some great entertainment too, didn't it? When you guys first started, you probably remember back then. I mean, shit, no one came to your track and won an event, did they?
No. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Probably, like you say, protecting your own track. Yeah, I mean, let's bring it back. Let's try and bring it back.
We'll make some shirts up. Track code first or something.
I think the New Zealand titles and the 240s and that, it probably is going to be more mates versus mates help mates sort of thing. But especially with these young fellas, they've all got their groups of mates and who their friends are, and they go out and help each other. It's just like a pub brawl, I guess. But I mean, maybe at your home tracks for your Bay Champs and all that sort of stuff, and our Superstock Rumble, maybe we do need to start. Because we haven't been, so maybe we need to start doing that,
Yeah. I'm just reading. If we're looking away, we're not ignoring you guys. Everybody's firing questions in, and we try to keep up and try to keep up and try to keep up. Oh, it's hard work sometimes doing this show, I tell you. There was a few commenting now about this track code thing too. I think we started a bit of a. Let's see if we can't. It's like the old days in the rugby one. I bring back the biff. Well, I'm saying bring back the track code. So there you go. Yeah, it's good. So, so do you guys strip the cars completely in the off season? Do you? A lot of people don't realise what happens in the off season, do they? They see you guys turn up at the track, they watch you race for the season, but they don't see where the. I suppose the off seasons where the biggest hard yards are they? Do you think, or no?
Well, for us, we don't stop. We just carry on. We just tinker away. We try to do something. I try to do something sort of car related most days of the week, even if it's just literally going out the shed and moving something, or just it keeps you, try to just make a rule, do something car related every day. But yeah, for us, like we did the full strip down last winter.
Yeah.
I think we've done 16, 17 meetings in our car. Obviously, we didn't get to do hardcore teams racing, so ours cars, it needs just the cosmetic steel work.
Yeah.
Other than that, I was like talking to Rick, my main man, and just we were trying to think of what's buggered on the car, what's stripped, what threads are gone, and it's pretty bloody good actually. So yeah, we'll just be doing the cosmetic stuff. Obviously, we're going to go wrap the gearbox and everything this year. So this winter, so there's a bit of money outlay there, and obviously sort the engine out. So yeah, we won't be doing a whole heap just because there's a bit of coin to spend. But yeah, so that's us. But it just depends on what's happened through the season as to how far you have to go with your chassis,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yourself, Horse?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty similar. I gave mine a major last winter, and like totals, like I quite a major, and then I haven't had any big serves or anything this year. I mean, there's nothing really damaged, so I'll just be doing a tidy up on it. I pull my engine out, do a couple of oil leaks and stuff like that, but no, I won't be doing a major.
Yeah.
I'll just be making sure everything's right and it's reliable, and yeah, so it should be a reasonably easy winter, hopefully.
So you guys talk about how you go racing and it's where all your best mates and mates are. When the season stops, you guys still get together somehow, all these mates? Do you all get to do barbecues or anything like that, or do you just wait till the next season and catch up again? Or is it what happens there? Do you guys do anything in the off season with all your mates from Speedway and your families?
Probably not as much as we probably should. Obviously, me and Horse talk a fair bit behind the scenes, but yeah, we have the occasional catch up. But yeah, we've, like I say, with our Busters team, we've got a couple of get-togethers coming up. Obviously, there's finalised Palmerston North, and then we'll have a team function of some sort. Yeah, we'll probably try and get the team morale going. So we'll probably have a couple of those through the winter. But yeah, other than that, like for me, I just chill out and sit back and try and save some money so I can do it all again.
Yeah, we probably all do hibernate a fair bit, I guess. So, like Kerry said, we probably should catch up a bit more often. But I mean, yeah, as long as you're communicating and with the old phones these days, you can sort of have a full-on conversation driving to Auckland or driving. You're not supposed to be, but that's where my texting happens. But yeah, we probably just hibernate a bit for the winter and recharge, and that's coming back to giving Speedway up. I mean, you don't want to do that all year, so that's why we keep racing.
Yeah. When you guys just raced last weekend, back-to-back weekends up in Auckland, we're in May, how different is that? Because the normal season finishes March or early April, but bloody May, and you still got a couple of tracks that are going to be racing in June. Different time zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess the main thing about it was last week at 10 to 7, we'd finished.
Yeah.
We're standing in the pits at 10 to 7, and the racing was done and dusted, and it was still bloody cold, but it is different. I mean, I don't think the track should get any ideas and think they're going to do it every season. I think it's only because the season's been delayed, but
yeah,
they definitely need to go back to sort of chopping it in April or whatever. I mean, I don't think many of us want to be racing into June.
No, too bloody cold.
Yeah. We've been quite enjoying these 4 p.m. starts. It's quite good, for us to be all the way up in Auckland, bloody racing, get that over and done with, have a couple of ales, and then hit the road. And then, this Saturday just gone, we ended up in one of the pubs at Matamata, and the weekend before that, we ended up in one of the boys' workshops having a few ales, and I'm still back in town at bloody midnight. It's pretty good, really.
So what do you think about that for the next season? Do you think that would be an idea for some tracks to still, even in the normal season, to start at those earlier times? Or do you think it's a bit much to get there? And
yeah, it kills your whole Saturday, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, your whole Saturday's cool anyway. But normally you're sitting at home killing the day. But you know, when these 4 p.m. starts, we're on the road mid morning. You know, you've got to get organised a lot earlier. So it means you've got to probably do an extra night through the week, so you're ready to go Saturday morning rather than finishing off Saturday morning. So it does add up for time wise.
And even the public, I think, you know, it sort of eats into their day too, rather than being a night thing, you know.
it affects watching the rugby.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, I think it's probably just a one-off thing for this season, really.
Yeah,
Probably just,
yeah,
at the end of the day, it is a nighttime thing, eh? You got your whole Saturday to do what you need to do, and then so I think it's just trying to keep it out of the cold, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, I got a question here. Sorry, kids. Shane and Karen Taylor have written through. Can you name a couple of young and up and coming drivers that you've been following? Anyone you see that's coming through that you think's a good up and coming driver?
In the super stocks.
I assume that's what they mean. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's probably 80% of them now.
Yeah.
You walk into the drivers' briefings and they're all under 25. It's like, you know, so a young and up and coming driver these days isn't that hard to find. You know, there's so many of them.
There's no one that stands out for you, have you, that you've noticed that thinks, shit, he's got some skill? Or
not offhand, really, for me.
It's because of the broken season. It's just not been the same. You're not doing the amount of meetings. You know, probably not. Especially with not having the title meetings, we're not seeing everybody as such. You know, it's sort of been a season where we've just been hanging out with ourselves. You know.
Yeah.
I'll just get in there with Stu Martin asked a question earlier on in the piece. What is your favourite track to race on, guys? Anyone can go first.
Any track you get a checkered flag on, usually pretty good track.
Love it.
Yeah.
The most enjoyable track, I guess, for me, like I love racing at Rotorua, you know. It's nice. I mean, it's nice. I mean, if you can get around there, you're doing all right, and it's always busy. Nice small track, plenty of cars.
Yeah.
So for me, and I mean, I haven't been there. I only been there once this year, I think, for the 240s. But I try to race at Rotorua as much as I can, you know. But Bay Park, the last two meetings there, like Bay Park's awesome when the track's mint because it's so fast and so But Rotorua is my favourite.
Yeah, Rotorua is good. It's been the same theory for a lot of years. We've always worked from, you know, if you can get around Rotorua, you can get around anywhere. So, but yeah, I used to like the old Gisborne back in the day, only because when I won the GP there, I just thought, oh, this is an awesome track, you know. But the new Gisborne I struggled on. So yeah, Palmy's always good, you know. But we don't get down there often enough. We'll try and get down there a bit more. I think it's all hard and fast racing in Palmy, and if you want to be on the top of your game, I think we got to get amongst it a bit more. You know, up here us old boys can even be a bit lethargic during the race and still do all right. Whereas I think if we get down in Palmy, we might struggle. So us old boys need to up our game, eh? Horse, get down in Palmy.
Yeah, mate, yeah, for sure, yeah.
I'm sure the fans would love that, mate.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
Start a good little page to get me and Horse down to Palmy more.
Oh, I love it.
If I had another bus driver, I'd probably be more excited about it.
Well, you my trailer behind your bus, Horse, and I'll drive the bus too.
Yeah. That's what puts me off. It's a 7-hour or 6-hour drive to Palmy. It puts me off, but it's awesome. Like I love racing there. It's mean, and like Kerry said, that's why they're so good. Those guys, because they race them with 40 cars every week. You know, it's like they're into it. So you did right. We need to get out amongst it a bit more. But maybe next season.
Yeah, I think that.
I don't mind the drive down to Palmy, but it's usually the drive home with a headache that.
Awesome. Oh, there's plenty of questions coming out here. You look, heaps of people asking all the questions. Keep these questions coming because it's going to be associated with the prizes that we're going to be giving away tonight. And it's just been so bloody awesome. Keep the questions coming in, books.
Yeah, mate. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's I tell you what, one of your crew on Monday night was commenting flat out on our super stocks there, Horse. He was telling me, he just kept telling me to represent the tank I was driving, yours, and kept saying to hit Kinzer the whole time while Reno. All he wanted to be. It's Elson, is it Elson? Is that it?
Elson, yeah.
He was carrying on. All he could say was, get Reno, represent the tank. Hey, listen,
Elson's going to be in the old tanker on Saturday, so.
Oh well, there you go.
We've got to see if he can drive as fast as his mouth can flap.
I'll tell you what, some of those people watching too that might not know, next season we're going to be travelling down to Woodford Glen. We'll let everybody know. And our man Reno there, Kinzer, is going to be driving Harley Rob's stock car. And Harley Rob is going to drive Aaron from Garage 16's Super modified. And Fluffy Grocott, the 73C saloon from Christchurch, told Kinzer or Reno on Monday night if he beat me in the runoff, when he comes down to Christchurch, he can also jump in the 73C Super Saloon. So we'll put that out there and get everybody down there and watch Kinsey, who'll be driving a stock car and a super saloon in the same night. Hey,
Have you driven on the track before, Reno?
No. I'll be all right, mate. I'll give anything a bloody go.
You have to come down with your cars too. You guys follow him down. We're actually going to film the trip.
Reno, you have to come over to Huntley on Saturday and have a spin in the tank.
There you go.
Yeah, look at bloody Kerry's clapping away.
Yeah, we want footage of that if he turns up too, Ross.
Yeah, mate, I'll give you a ring. I'll give you a ring up the show. I'll come over.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
We want footage of that.
Hey, Horse, he'd be the only other one that'll fit in Dave's car.
Yeah.
Pretty seat, isn't he?
Come over with Melvin, bro.
Okay, bro. Done deal.
There you go.
We'll get a video of it and put it up on your page.
Yeah, mate, get me some footage. I want that. Holy hell yeah.
Oh, it'll be fun. And that's what it is. It's all about having fun and having a good bloody laugh.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, well, we might slowly wrap things up here. We appreciate your guys' time and coming on to talk, and it's good to hear that that you're both coming back next season to race again and do another Teams Champs as well. So we're going to be doing our Teams Champs build-up again next year. And we've also been offered a camera and some other gear so we can go and do live down in Palmy as well for the teams before the racing. So we hope you guys will join us for our Teams build-up again next year. And we're also going to be doing a build-up for another track as well, aren't we, Kins? But we haven't released that yet. So another big meeting, so we hope all the drivers out there will join us to do the build-ups that we do, and we hope you two will represent the Busters for us again next year and bring old Seth in, see if we can get him calmed down a bit before the meeting. Did any of you guys see that happen? Was any of you close to that on the track when that happened for Seth?
Nah, I just saw the red. I mean, obviously the Reds come on, and I was because the first thing in the teams race when I see the Reds, I see who the car behind the tractor is and hope like hell it's not ours. I looked over and I saw old Seth upside down. I thought, oh, there goes our blocker.
Yeah, I think at that stage I was still trying to find gears in the gearbox, and I look over and there's an orange car on the side, and I thought, yes, it's always good when you see a car on its side and it's not one of your own.
Yeah. Oh, well, we appreciate it. We appreciate everyone tuning in tonight and sharing, asking the questions. We tried to get as many as we could in. We hope you guys have enjoyed the night with Ross and Kerry. We appreciate your guys' time and thank you for that and the laughs and everything. And Kins, anything you want to finish off with?
No, you pretty well summed it up, to have these two, and most of the comments that come through loud and clear are legends of the Busters. And when you think of the many years they've entertained all the fans,
in every trackside they've been to together. These guys, there's only one key component missing from these two, and he must have would have turned up and been pissed and would have been swearing, and that's the good make Kyle Fraser. He would have jumped in there and really would have sparked it up. But these guys have been racing the circuits for years, have turned it on for the fans, so we just appreciate their time coming to join us. Chew the fat, have some laughs, and that's what it's about. And thanks to all the comments coming in as well. And just keep an eye on the cockpit page. We'll have the lucky winner of the T-shirts, and we'll get a good print of Kerry and his race car. Send out to Kerry, get an autograph, we'll laminate it and send it out to a lucky winner. So thank you to everyone.
That's awesome. Yeah, so we'll get Kerry and Ross just to hang around once we go, and we will get. I just got to push a couple of buttons here on my button thing, and we will get them to help us pick a winner for the questions. So thanks, guys. We appreciate your time, appreciate you coming on, and thank you.
No, thanks a lot, guys. It's always cool to have a chat and mingle with the bloody questions and try to get an honest answer out there.
It's good to see you guys in another. It's good for the people, I think, to see you guys like this instead of at the track, and you can sometimes be a bit busy, can't you, trying to get your car sorted and everything like that, and it gives those fans a chance to talk to you like you were there, so we appreciate that. So anyway,
sometimes you're at the track and you sort of brush people off, and not intentionally, but sometimes you sort of come across and you think, oh shit, was I a bit rude with that person? But it's just because, like you just said, we're on missions trying to get ready. We don't sort of ignore people intentionally. Just sometimes it happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to everybody as much as we can, so it's all good.
Okay, thanks, guys. I'm going to send this off. Okay, team, thank you, everybody. And we have our final of our series Sunday night, racing from 8:30 with our new track we're releasing too. We've just built the Dunedin track. So Beachlands, so join in and you'll see the new track and the final of the New Zealand champs of our Garage 16 Super Saloon E-Series. So thanks for watching, team, and we'll see you on Sunday night.
G16 Sport, a new platform for Speedway fans. Hundreds of videos, the latest action on demand and free to view. Plus the Speedway show, Dishing the Dirt. Check out the pay-per-view section for upcoming live streams. Browse Speedway merch and other awesome items in the online shop. Join G16 Nation. Scroll through your newsfeed, post photos and videos, join groups and connect with the Dirt community. Visit g16sport.co.nz today.